So glad this deck got support, and it's crazy cheap to build. Let's dive into ninjas. What's up YouTube, Dai here from War Games, and today I'm going to bring you my ninja profile using the brand new support from Darkwing Blast. All the support in this, unless you want Starlight Rare, is crazy cheap, and it's definitely a massive fun for any Six Samurai fans or just general core ninja fans as well. I will show you two combos at the end. One will be the basic combo that everyone has shown you, and the other one will be a very, very cool OTK combo that is ninja focused. I take no credit for this, so this all goes through Leandre McCoy, who posted a comment on MSTTV's video, and I was like, oh, that's so cool, and made a couple of little tweaks to it as well. So it's all about getting a ninja OTK. With all of that out of the way, please smash that like button, hit that notification bell, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more upcoming content. We're going to dive head first into the profile and go over exactly what we've got. So we play triple of the Mitsu. So this is the brand new ultra rare card that came out in Darkwing Blast. Level 2 insect, and the effect reads as follows. If you control a ninja card or a face down defense vision monster in general, you get to special on this card from the hand for free. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can target one face down defense position monster you control, change it to face up defense position, and if you do, change this card to face down defense position. Then if the targeting monster was a ninja monster, except herself, negate that opponent's activated effect. You can only use each effect once per turn. So, I mean, it's a bit of a shame that it has so much text. It would be really cool if it didn't matter what monster it flipped face up, because you'd be like, yeah, cool, let's put this in something like Shadow, let's put it in a crawler deck, let's make it a flip deck tech, but it's still really, really cool. Then for the other new cards, I'll do the new cards first, and then I'll go over the classic cards as well. We are playing at triple Tabari. Now, I agree with MST on this one. I think this card's actually crazy good. So, again, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect the turn it was special summoned, or flip face up. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. You can send this card from the hand to the graveyard to special summon a ninja monster from your hand in face up or face down defense position. During your opponent's main phase or battle phase, quick effect, you can fusion summon one ninja fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as material. Keep in mind that when you fuse, you can do it with face down monsters, which is really, really important. We then play the one Baku, the Beast Ninja. So this one is kind of like Ancient Gear Box. So if it's added to your hand except by drawing it, so it basically means you'll see this in your opening hand every single time, you get to special summon it. If it is special summoned or flip face up, you can target one ninja or ninjutsu art card in your graveyard or face up spell and trap zone, except itself, and return it to the hand. Only use each effect once per turn. And then we've got the one Kagero, the Cannon Ninja. I really like the artwork design on this. It looks quite like a Demon Slayer character. It's kind of like a mix of a couple of characters on the anime. But if it is normal summoned or special summoned or flip face up, you can special summon a ninja monster from your hand or graveyard in face down defense position, except itself. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets exactly one ninja card or exactly one face down defense position monster you control, while this card is in your graveyard, quick effect, you can special summon this card in face down defense position, and if you do, return the targeted card to the hand. So it's really important because it kind of gives you a bit of recyclability, and if your opponent targets a card to destroy it, you can bounce it back to the hand. Now the classic cards, I mean, no ninja deck is complete without, of course, Grandmaster Hanzo. So this is one that you are going to loop by a million times. It's absolutely insane. So when this card is normal summoned, you get to add a ninjutsu art card from your deck to the hand. When this card is flipped or special summoned, which it will be many a time, you can add a ninja monster from your deck to your hand, except himself. That is not a once per turn. It is crazy. And then we've got triple Upstart Golden Ninja. So this is the one that pretty much starts off the majority of combos. Once per turn, you can send one trap from your hand to the graveyard to special summon a level 4 or lower ninja monster from your deck in face up defense position or face down defense position. Hello, Hanzo. So really, really cool kind of interactions there. We've then got the one Twilight Ninja Shogun. So you get to tribute summon this card by treating one ninja monster. It's rare you're going to do that. If this card is in attack position, you can target two ninja monsters in your graveyard except itself. Turn this card to defense, and if you do, special summon those monsters. Hello, Hanzo. You can kind of see how we're going to loop this guy about. We've then got Twilight, Jogan, and Kagan. So these are basically just going to be your Pendulum Scales that let you spawn ninjas from the hand. Wherever it is. Hello, Hanzo. So you can kind of see how many times you're going to loop that guy around. It's absolutely crazy. And then for the non-ninja monsters that are just generically good warrior support cards, we've got the one Fireflint Lady, the one Infernoble Knight Renard, and the one Marauding Captain. We've then got triple Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs for the final of the monsters. Moving into the spells, this is where it gets, well, kind of protective. So we are playing double triple tactic talents. The reason we're playing 2 of this is because you kind of want to play a board breaker card. Like with this build, I want it to be able to OTK, which it can do, and I also want to be able to build up a very powerful board. There's ways for me to be able to play through hand traps, or you to play through hand traps in general, but it's always nice that if you do get Veiled, Ashed, or stopped on your first one, you're able to activate something like talents, look at the rest of your opponent's hand, get rid of anything else that might cause an issue, something like Nibiru, something like an Imperm, a Veiler, you name it, get rid of those so that you can continue to confirm and guarantee your combo. We're then playing 4 equipped cards now. I'm not a massive fan of this. The reason we're playing 4 is that you're ideally going to be trying to summon Hanzo from the deck, but you've got the ability to summon Hanzo, Renard, you name it, even Fireflint. Arguably, you could probably cut this down to 2. So the 2 that you probably want to be playing more times than not, maybe even 1, is the Ninjutsu Art Tool Digger plus a Living Fossil. And then we also play Divine Sword and the one Duradol. Now, Duradol can obviously be equipped to any monster, and that will search you out, your Fireflint Lady, less so than your Renard, because you've got plenty of targets to deal with that one. The Divine Sword is just to loop it back from the graveyard, so you've always got a bit of hand advantage. Living Fossil is basically an additional monster reborn. And the Iron Digger is insane. So the equipped monster gains 500 attack, and it is treated as a ninja monster. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. You can banish 1 ninja monster from your graveyard, then target 1 card on the field, destroy it. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, target 1 of your banished ninja monsters and add it to your hand or special summon it. Well, I wonder what we're going to go for. Hello, Hanzo. Of course we're going to go for that one. That is literally all you do, is you get Hanzo to the graveyard, you banish it with a ninja tool, you equip this to, ideally, one of your opponent's monsters, use the effect to destroy your opponent's monster, this will then go to the graveyard and you get to bring back Hanzo, and Hanzo will search. What? I mean, you can do it to itself as well. That's what's even more crazy, is you can add this back to the hand with Renard, equip it to any of your monsters, use this effect to destroy itself, trigger the effect, guess who's coming back? It's just absolutely mental. Like, this card's insane. I can't wait for this to be like a future OTS foil. Then, of course, you've got your generic search out any warrior in the deck, and then Monster Reborn. Moving on to the trap cards. Now, keep in mind, what I've kind of thought about with these is, you kind of want them to be interactive with your opponents, you want them to be free extenders, but you also want them to be easy discard fodder for your Golden Upstart Ninja. So triple Imperm, hand trap, and a decent trap to discard, alongside triple Phantom Knights of Shade Brigadine. Now, not a lot of people are going to be like, what? Huh? How? Why? The thing that I really like about this is it instigates pretty much all of your extra deck summons, apart from the ones that specifically need ninjas. It's a warrior, so it can be used to go into Isolde, because Isolde doesn't need effect monsters, it just needs 2 warriors. It can be used to go into any of your rank 4s. It can go into your Blade Armor Ninja, it can go into Geras, it can go into Abyss Dweller, it can even go into a Time Thief Redoer with a fair non-target bounce. It can also help you go into Saruja Skulldread, it can go into Access Code if it's turned into an effect monster, but it's mainly going to be going into IP Masquerena, Cross Sheep, and everything else. So, what I liked about this is, if I open up 2 of these, and I've got a Golden Upstart, I can activate the first one, and then go Golden Upstart, ditch the second one. Happy days. I've been able to get a rank 4 that I need, I've been able to get to Isolde that I need, I've been able to get Hanzo, I've got so much extension, it's crazy. If I don't open up the Golden Ninja, but I've opened up Hanzo and something else, I can still set this, activate it, normal summon Hanzo, any level 4 monster, and still get to Isolde plays. I think it's such a good card for this deck, and I do like to play it in pretty much the majority of my warrior decks that just want free extenders, and then any deck that can utilise the fact that it is a trap as well, which with the Golden Upstart Ninja, it's going to be able to do. We've then got 1 Ninjutsu Art of Transformation and 2 Ninjutsu Art of Dancing Leaves. So this is the brand new trap card. Activate this card by targeting 1 ninja monster or face down defense position monster on the field. Tribute it. And if you do special on a ninja monster from your deck, when this card leaves the field, send the monster to the graveyard. You can target 1 Ninjutsu continuous spell or trap in your spell and trap zone, return it to the hand, and you can only use one effect per turn and only once that turn. So it's a really kind of cool card that gives you the ability to get into your other ninjas. It also gives you the ability to recycle cards as well. It's really, really cool, which is why a lot of people are playing this at 2. Due to the Ninjutsu Art of Transformation, the other monster that we also play is the one Mist Valley Apex. Now the idea behind this is with the transformation you get to tribute a face-up ninja monster, especially on one beast, wing beast or insect monster from your hand or deck whose level is less than or equal to the level tributed monster had on the field plus 3. So the idea is you tribute a 4, you get to go to a 7, really, really cool, and it's nice to get like a free Omni Negate on the board. If you don't want to play Apex, this can pretty much get you into some of your other ninjas as well, so it lets you loop those around, but the Apex is just a form of negate. So we are playing 2 of the Maizen, the Battle Ninja. So this is the brand new ninja that came out in Darkwind Blast. Really cool card because it requires 2 ninja monsters with different types. It must first be either fusion summoned or special summoned from the extra deck by tributing the above cards you control. So you don't even need to use a poly. Your ninja monsters can attack directly. While you control this a face down defense monster, your opponent monsters cannot target this card for attacks. When your opponent monster activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can special summon 1 ninja monster from your deck in face up or face down defense position. You can only use each effect once per turn. Your ninjas can attack directly. What does that mean? Well, if only we had a rank 4 that could let ninjas attack twice. Ah, we do! Blade Armor Ninja! Once per turn, detach 1 XYZ from this card to target a ninja monster you control. It can make a second attack during each battle phase this turn. That is 5k direct. He is also a ninja that can attack direct. That is 2-2. All you need is another ninja on the board, and that is game. That is how your OTK comes about. No matter what giant boss monster your opponent puts on the board, you will still be able to just go, I'm going to attack over it. And I'm going to attack directly. Quite like Toons, I'm going to win the game. Really cool interaction. So shout out on that one. So I'll show you that combo towards the end. I think it's really, really cool. I think it's really fun. So it's going to be interesting to see. So Leandre and McCoy, all credit goes to you, sir. Then the other rank 4s we play is obviously Abyss Dweller and Daguerre's. You don't lock yourself into anything really. Daguerre's can be utilised in part of the combo, and then Abyss Dweller is just so good against the meta decks right now. 2 Izolds, you could arguably cut this down to 1. The reason you rock 2 is if the first one gets stopped, you've then got to follow up the next turn. It's not something you want to be doing, and keep in mind you send as cost, so if you send all 4 equipped spells and it gets stopped, you kind of sit there going, but if it doesn't, you're good to go, and the second one can just go yeet. We've then got the one Ninja Grandmaster Saizo. Ha! If you tried to sell this for inflated prices, cancelled the orders, and then Konami went, you know what, we'll put it in an OTS for everyone. Really, really cool. This comes out in OTS 20, so does Hanzo, so does the Field Spell as well. But what would make this card playable now is during the main phase, you get to set a Ninjutsu Art spell or trap directly from your deck. You can only use each of the Ninja Grandmaster Saizos once per turn. While this card points to a monster or monsters, this card cannot be targeted for attacks, and your opponent cannot target it with card effects. The idea is literally a link to that gets you to your ninjutsu arts. You can play the spell card, which is like a scroll, which I think it discards 1 and then sets 1, but then I think he pretty much does the exact same job. The Cross Sheep is actually incredibly important in this deck because, again, it's another route of looping Hanzo, because you can make the fusion monster, trigger the effect, bring back Hanzo search. IP Masquerina, pretty much access code. Appaloosa, double Skull Dread. Now, with Skull Dread, you only ever really want to make it with 3 materials, and what I mean by that is, if you can make it with 4 monsters still, but if you make it with like a link 2 and then 3 others, it doesn't get its draw 4, put 3 back effect. But the idea is you just want to get that special summon effect, because that's where you're going to be able to get the Grandmaster from the hand after it's been searched off of Hanzo. So that then gives you a giant boss monster which is going to shift itself to defense to bring back 2 more Hanzos, and you're going to keep going from there. What also makes Skull Dread really cool, which is why this new card is awesome, is it lets you go into the World Sea Dragon. Why is World Sea Dragon so important? Well, it requires 1+ effect monsters, so it can just be made with a single link 4. Saruja, World Sea. Saruja, World Sea. What makes this so cool going first and second, sometimes, is you can only control 1 of this card. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. During your main phase, you can banish all monsters on the field, then special summon as many monsters as possible that were banished by this effect. The idea is, through the combo, you're going to be banishing this guy plus 2 Hanzos. So, when you trigger the effect, your big guy will be in the extra monster zone. Again, you'll see this all in the combo. You'll use this effect, you'll banish all 4 of these cards. These will then all come back. This will go into the main monster zone, 2 Hanzos will come back, and so will your Twilight. You'll then be able to trigger Hanzo again. It is mental. If that wasn't enough, during the battle phase as well, you get to quick effect, destroy cards on the field up to number of co-link monsters on the field. Now, obviously it's not going to be the easiest thing to do, but if this is going to go into the main monster zone, you still have the ability to get into an Axis Code, an Appaloosa, less so for the Crushy because it doesn't really point anywhere for a co-link. It's rare you're going to be able to resolve that effect to maximum value, but it's still incredibly good. It's more so the first effect you want to utilise with this card. And then the 16th card that I haven't been able to find the perfect spot for yet, but purely because I am playing the Shade Brigadine, is Time Thief Redoer. I think this is the rank 4 that benefits the most from something like that. But I also feel that if I was to put Redo in it, I would want to put in Zeus, because the idea, and I love doing this, is just go Redoer, steal top card, Redoer, steal top card, make Zeus, and you've got like a 5 material Zeus. It's absolutely mental. So I like the idea of it. I haven't found space for it yet. And like I said, if I'd want to put Zeus in, you could then arguably cut Saruja down. I think the majority of people playing 2 of this is because they're playing 2 of the World Sea. I'm only really playing 1. But you can double Saruja in a turn. You can also Saruja draw in a turn as well, depending on which route you want to go. So that's it for the deck profile. That's pretty much showing you everything we've got. I'm now going to reset the state and I'll show you the combos that we're going to go through. Okay, so this is going to be the Leandre McCoy combo. So there's been a bit of tweaking back and forth with him and myself, just to kind of try and perfect this combo or kind of get it where it needs to go. It will be the standard combo of Upstart, Golden Ninja plus any trap card, and it will follow pretty much the similar route that most people do go for, but we're going to make it ninja orientated to perform that OTK. So you know what's from the Upstart Golden Ninja, you then trigger its effect to send a trap card from the hand to the graveyard to special summon a level 4 or lower ninja from the deck, which will of course be Hanzo. Hanzo effect will then trigger, allowing you to add a Twilight Ninja Jogan from the deck to the hand. Now it doesn't matter which one you add, you can add Jogan or you can add Kagen, because you're going to be able to search both of them anyway. So you add the first one, you then link these 2 together, and you then go into an Isolde. You'll then trigger the first effect of Isolde to add the other scale, because you're not really going to be summoning it or doing anything with it, just playing the scales. You're good to do that under Isolde. Now at this point you've got a couple of options depending on where you want to try and go for. You can just send 4 equips, summon Hanzo from the deck and do the exact same play. By doing so you will be able to gain back more advantage and it will confirm the OTK. But if you don't want to be running all 4 equip spells, or if you open up an equip spell, you want to make sure the combo isn't completely dead, and that's where you just summon out the one, which will be Renard. So the idea is you would summon out Renard by sending the Iron Tool. You would add the Iron Tool back to the hand with Renard's effect, use it, pop itself, bring back Hanzo. I'll be showing you that route of play during the other combo, so for now I'm just going to show you sending 4, which will be Gyarados, Divine Phoenix Sword, Living Fossil and the Tool, just to kind of show you Hanzo. You'll then be able to trigger Hanzo's effect here. This will then allow you to add the Twilight Shogun, which is really, really important. Now, the way you can get Shogun to the board is you will be pendulum summoning it, but keep in mind as well, you won't be able to loop back the Iron Tool. This is just going to be a double summon off of the back of this. So what you kind of want to do to get the maximum out of it, to get the Ninja, the Grandmaster Ninja out of it as well, is you can obviously link him off. That will get you a double revive, the Hanzo to give you a double search, but it's not massively necessary. So you're then going to scale these up. You're then going to pendulum summon out your Twilight. You're then going to use Twilight's effect, shift it to defense, bring back the Upstart Golden Ninja. Which if you add another trap card, you could use it again, and the Hanzo. Hanzo's effect will then trigger. This will then allow you to add another one from the deck to the hand. You can, because you play it as well, is you can go for Tabari, but we're going to be going for, where is he? Baku. Because Baku was added, this will allow you to special summon Baku, which is really important. You want to leave the level 4s on the board, because that's where it starts to get a little bit, like that's what you need to specifically go for. You then Contact Fuse. Now the 2 that are completely dead are these 2 here, because they are in defense. So you're going to want to Contact Fuse and go into your Maizen. So by Contact Fusing into the Maizen, you've got your ninjas that can now attack directly. The only thing you're missing is a boss monster of a ninja. So you're going to overlay these 2 here. You could go into the Link 2 if you want to get Ninjutsu art, but we're just going to go here into Blade Armor Ninja. You're going to use the effect of Blade Armor Ninja to target a ninja you control, and it can attack twice this turn. And then just to add additional insult to injury, you can banish 2 from the graveyard. So you can banish Hanzo and Baku. You're going for the OTK anyway. You can add back the Phoenix Blade. You can equip the Phoenix Blade to your Maizen. It will be able to attack twice at 2800, bringing it a total of 56. You then get to attack directly with 22, making it exactly 7, 8 there. And then you've got 18 there. So you've got 4k just between these two right here. And then, of course, you've got over 5k there. So that is your OTK play. It is relatively similar to most of the other combos around, but I don't see a lot of people play the Blade Arm Ninja, and I thought it was kind of cool to show off a combo that utilizes basically just the ninjas. So the only non-ninja card you play is technically a Zold in this play, whereas a lot of ways to go through and get into the Getetsu is stuff like by going through Saruja and everything else. So that's that route. That's the fun OTK route play. So shout out again on that one. And then I'm going to show you the control play. So shout out to Leandre McCoy. Let's move into the more commonly known ninja combo. Okay, so this is pretty much the standard 2-card combo that a lot of people have shown you. This is a control build. It's also been shown off by MST TV, and I'm pretty much going to replicate that just so I can give you everything in one video. OTK play and of course control play. So what you're going to do is you're going to normal summon out your Golden Ninja, use the effect to discard a trap card. If it is a ninjutsu art, you will get an additional summon later on in the turn. If it is not, you will just be able to continue to make the combo as it is. So what you're going to do here is, of course, you are going to go and search yourself out or special summon out your Hanzo from the deck. This will then trigger the Hanzo, and the first one you want to be searching or adding is going to be a Tubari, which is really important for later on in the combo. You're then going to link these two together, go into a Zold. A Zold's effect will trigger to search you out your first scale. Doesn't matter whether you get Kagen or Shogun, they are both pretty much going to lead you to the same thing. You will then use Zold's effect, send in as cost from your deck to the graveyard Iron Digger. This will then allow you to special summon out Renard. Renard's effect will then trigger to let you add back, or you will trigger Renard's effect to add back the Iron Digger. You will activate this card by targeting the Renard. Use the effect by banishing Hanzo as cost to destroy itself. Now obviously if you're up against your opponent's got a monster on the board, this will pop that monster instead, and you make sure this is equipped to that monster. When this is sent from the field to the graveyard, you get to revive in face down defense position or add back to your hand a banished ninja. So you're going to add it back to your hand, and this is where Tabari comes into play. So the best thing about Tabari is you've got the ability, you send this card from the hand to the graveyard to special summon a ninja monster from the hand in face up or face down. So this is going to be able to trigger to search you out your Hanzo. Hanzo's effect will then go off. You might be tempted to pick up the second scale. Don't do that yet. You're going to be going for your Twilight Ninja Shogun. At this point, we've got the ability to get into a very cool and powerful Saruja. You only use 3 monsters, so you will not get the draws, but you will get the ability to special summon, which is exactly what we want to do. You'll then be able to use Shogun's effect to shift it to defense, and this will allow you to bring back your Golden Ninja and, of course, your Hanzo. You'll then be able to trigger the Hanzo's effect, and this is where you are going to get your second scale. And then you're going to be looping Hanzo even more. So add your Jogan or your Kagen, whichever one you didn't get. Then you're going to overlay your 2 level 4s right here, and you're going to make a beautiful Daguerres. Daguerres is going to give you the ability to loop a Hanzo. Yes, you will lose your main phase, but do not worry too much about that because you should be having enough power on the board to end the game from there. Keep in mind this is in defense because you brought 2 back. You've used the effect, make sure you are detaching Hanzo specifically because you will be detaching 2. You then get to bring back Hanzo and trigger the effect again to search you out another ninja monster. At this point, you then want to be searching out your Baku. Now, like I said at the start, if you ended up discarding a ninjutsu trap, bonus. If you didn't, then you'll just be adding back the Upstart Golden Ninja. Because Baku was added, you get to special summon it down to the field, and when it is special to the field, you get to add back from the graveyard to the hand. Now, obviously, you've got access to Tabari. You can also bring back the Digger, but we're going to be going for the Dancing Leaves. Now, the best thing about the Baku as well is it's any ninja or any ninjutsu art card, and being able to recycle materials is always going to be very important. Now, obviously, at this point, you're in a very good position to go a couple of different routes. You can go for fusions, you can go for links, you can do whatever you want. But because we are playing a ninja deck, we do want to loop our Hanzo again one more time. You can do it a little bit later on, but we're going to do it now anyway. Link the Saruja off into the World Sea Dragon. You'll then trigger Dragon's effect to banish all of these, and then it will bring them all back because they were banished via its effect. So it will bring back your Shogun, your Dageres, your World Sea, your Hanzo, and of course your Baku. You'll then trigger Hanzo's effect again, as if that wasn't enough, to continue to extend your hand presence. This is where the fun starts to really come into it. So this is where you get to use Cross Sheep. Again, exactly like MST TV's video, you want to use 2 non-ninjas. It's very important that you use the non-ninjas because you are going to want to use them later on. You can make your Cross Sheep. You then use 2 ninjas. So we're going to use a Hanzo, and we'll use our Shogun. Obviously, you want to try and leave Shogun on the board if you're going for aggression the next turn, but you should pretty much be able to continue to do what you need to. You then go into your Maizen, that will then trigger Cross Sheep, and Cross Sheep will do what it's been doing all day. We are just going to recycle Hanzo. Hanzo effect will then trigger again. I know, absolutely mental. Technically, we have triggered it like 5 times already. And we're then going to search out the new Mitsu. So then what we've got here is you've pretty much completed everything you need. You've got the scales ready to go, but you still need to go a couple of different steps. So we're going to use 2 ninjas. Doesn't matter which 2 you go to. We're going to be going into Saizo. Saizo's effect will then be able to be triggered during your main phase to add or set a ninjutsu spell or trap. So you're going to probably want to go for transformation if you're going to go for the Apex Avian protection lock. If you wanted to go less defensive, then you don't add back your ninjutsu art. You probably go for Golden Ninja. You can go for anything else really. The idea behind this now is you're going to be able to scale 1, scale 2. Before you complete your Pendulum Summon, make sure you link these 2 into a 2 negate Appaloosa. I mean, if your opponent's held back Nibiru for this point, there's something wrong. So you're going to go into your Appaloosa, and then you're going to Pendulum Summon. Now, you can Pendulum Summon everything out because you've got a scale 1 to 10, but you have no rush to pretty much special summon or rush the Mitsu down. So you can just control the board with Kagero and everything else. Kagero, when it is normal or specialed, again, you get to special on a ninja monster from your hand or deck in face down, hand or graveyard in face down position except itself, and that's where you can create the back and forth loop with your Tabari. So Tabari will then go face down. Off the back of that, as if that wasn't enough, you do then get the beautiful ability to special summon down the Mitsu. So again, if you control a ninja card or a face down defensive monster, which you do, you get to special summon this card from the hand for free. So when that then hits the board, you've then got the ability to pretty much leave it here if you want to, or you can go a little bit further. Now, obviously, if you've got the free extender by adding back the Golden Ninja instead of this, you will then have the ability to get an additional play on board. You can leave it as this is right now, or you can link these 2 here. The reason you would keep the Maizen on the board is because Maizen does have a bit of nice protection. That when they activate a card effect, you get to special on a ninja monster from your deck in face up or face down defense, so that will allow you to kind of regain some resources. It's entirely up to you. Your option would then be IP Masquerina. If you've got the extra level 4, it could then also be a Time Thief Redoer, a Blade Armor Ninja, an Abyss Dweller, anything you really want to do. You know, keep in mind that what you're trying to leave your board state on is that you're going to miss your main phase 1, so you want to be able to push for game at the next turn. So what you've got here, because you've got the Art of Transformation and because you've got the Dancing Leaves, Dancing Leaves will give you the ability to target a ninja monster on the field or a face down defensive monster on the field and tribute it to then special summon a ninja monster from your deck. So basically what you're going to be looking for is during your opponent's turn, not only do you have the double Appaloosa, but you'll also have the ability of the Mitsu to flip the Tabari. This will then give you the ability to quick effect to fuse if you want to, but the idea would be is you could actually activate the Ninjutsu Art of Dancing Leaves to turn this into any ninja monster you want. You can also upgrade this into any ninja monster you want, and then you can activate the Art of Transformation to turn this into an Apex Avian. So you've pretty much upgraded your entire board state, and keep in mind as well that if they activate an effect, your Maizen can summon from the deck as well. So what you're ideally looking to end on is you'd probably turn your Kagero or yeah, I think Kagero is the only one that can really go into it. So an Apex Avian, you would turn your Tabari into wherever he is. Tabari into a Hanzo. Hanzo's effect would trigger. That would then allow you to add anything. It doesn't really matter too much. So you can add a Tabari. And then the other change that you would make as well through the Maizen is to bring you out another Hanzo. So you pretty much would have controlled your opponent's board, stopped them doing anything. Obviously, you don't really want to use the Apex Avian, but if you are forced to, you can do. And then keep in mind as well, you do then get the ability to trigger the Dancing Leaves again as well. But I believe it's just activate by targeting. So I think they just kind of float there after the point. But But you can kind of see where you can adapt it. Obviously, Tombox did his a little bit differently as well. That's where he ended up on like an IP Masquerena. He had other routes to interact with your opponent. So it really depends on your playstyle and where you want to go with it as well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's given you a couple of ideas and insights into the deck. Like I said, I wanted to kind of give the ability to OTK. I wanted to kind of give the ability of being able to play around with it a little bit more, show off the ninja play, show off the pure plays. And it is really, really cool. And I like the idea that a lot of the cards, even like Hanzo, apart from Renard, if you wanted to just go pure like ninjas and you still wanted to update and play around with these, you can do without breaking the bank too much, which I really, really like. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Till next time, as absolutely always, stay safe and of course, happy dueling.